Hi guys. I need to clean off the camera. All right, welcome in guys, welcome in. The lighting's gonna be all messed up, but I am currently cooking jam right now. Ooh, I don't like that. Hold on. And that light needs to be moved. All right, you guys. We are cooking jam. I don't know why that light is so bright. Hopefully that helps a little bit. We'll find out. We will find out. But right now we are cooking jam. I'm not sure it's that one. See? All the lights mess up. No, that one's fine. That one. There we go. All right, you guys, we are going to be doing a live, you know? Except for I can't figure out where is the chat. We'll go to live chat. Hi, Serena, welcome in. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, Tree. Right now I am cooking up jam and filming it for YouTube. This is like a double batch, so it's huge and it's gonna take a little bit for it to work its way down. How are you guys doing? I am on my phone, so it's a little hard for me to be able to maneuver through the live stuff on here. Hopefully, but I've made it through almost 2 boxes out of the 7. They're kind of picked clean. Getting ready for the week. Hi. Ooh, you're canning green beans? Very nice. In today's video that's gonna come out, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be this recipe, but we are gonna be talking about a prepper pantry. That's kind of gonna be the theme for this week is why a prepper pantry is so important and why not to get complacent in it and not to get complacent in being self-sufficient in preserving your own food. I know a lot of people just want the grim and the grueling and the dooms of everything, but at the same time, if you can't grow and process your own food, it doesn't really do you much good if something does happen. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. It helps a ton. How is everybody else doing today? I have jars warming up on this side, and then now I just have to cook this down. I'll take you guys over to see, you guys can see the progress. If you guys have been following the videos when I brought everything in, I have a bin full. You canned up a bunch of peaches 1 year, and you're so sick of peaches. Do I give a lot away? No, actually, we eat a ton of this. Apricots is one thing I can't keep on the shelf in our home. This is a fan favorite of every member in my family. To the point we don't even use, like we do smaller jars. These are more like gifts for friends or if we're gonna just do something really quick. But everything else goes in pints because we go through it so much. You're so sick of peaches, you give it away. How do you keep getting sick of stuff? I try to only preserve stuff that we love. I do get sick of peaches. Peaches are something that I grow a ton of. Serena, thank you so much for the membership. I try to like spice up the dishes, try to make them different. So like this one, I have a feeling is gonna be more of a jelly than a jam. And then the next one will be that. But I try to produce enough food to last 2 to 3 years because in the video that will come out today, our orchard trees struggle sometimes. Some years are plentiful. We'll get a ton and we love it. And then some years we don't get jack. And it's been 2 years since my mom's tree produced a harvest. This year, the whole tree was filled with buds. At the time that the late snow, we had a late freeze and snow come in, and it happened in mid-May, you guys, mid-May. I was outside on my trees wrapping all those up with sheets to protect the buds over there, but I didn't have time to go to my mom, so I went to a local friend's house who had apricots to get these because they had time to wrap theirs, but I didn't have time, and they didn't get hit with the snow as bad as we did here in May, and we lost all the buds. And so now it'll probably be another year before that tree produces. So I'm trying to produce enough jam to last 3 to 4 years easily. Hi, Denise. Welcome in. Welcome in. We love apricots in this house too. Ooh, wild plums. Yes. Yeah, they do. They fruit every other year. And that's a big part of a prepper pantry that we have to talk about is some years you'll get a real big abundance, and then all of a sudden you don't get that abundance the next year or the year after. And so we have to go back into our family's history of producing enough to last for many years. I don't understand why people get hung up that you have to eat it within 18 months or 12 months on a jar. I recommend 5 years because after 5 years, the nutritional value goes down. You guys can probably hear my dogs are all like wrestling behind me. But the nutritional value does go down. Like it's not there at 5 years. So I'm trying to produce enough apricot jam for at least 2 more years, if not 3. And that's why I went a little heavy on the apricots. I do have a full load. I'll take you guys downstairs. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. Share the live out. I don't know if it's like updating for everybody that we're live. But down here in the prep room, the freeze dryer is going. I got the freeze dryer going right now. And it is loaded with apricots also, which then gives those apricots a 25-year shelf life, which is perfect. And so I'm going to run that load and then hopefully one more load after that. I've decided officially 1 freeze dryer is not enough for me and my family. Apparently I need more than 1. I feel like that's like a common thing, that we always need more than 1. More than 1. Every time I'm like, oh, I'm going to add this in. And then I have a lot of things over here. I have some sweet potatoes that I need to process. I just made pickles last night. And now I'm just gonna turn this down. I'm sorry that the quality isn't the best because it's on my phone and it's not on my camera. Hooked up to my laptop. Sorry guys. This is what we have to bear with. Another tree that I've noticed a little, so peaches and apricots is my biggest, like, and plums. They will struggle like every other year. So, and I haven't had too much problem with pears or the grapes. Those aren't too bad. So what is something you guys are working on in your prepper pantries? We can grow cherries here. I don't have a cherry tree. I'm hoping at the properties, the biggest thing right now is we're getting water put out there. Once that happens, then the orchard comes in. That's the biggest thing. Here we have apple trees, peach trees, apricot trees, grapes. On this property, raspberries. What else? Strawberries. Those are ones that come back every year. Asparagus, we have a lot of asparagus here. You're working on your preps for your animal. Ooh, yes. That is an area I fell behind when my daughter was in the hospital. That's a big area that fell completely behind. Can take you guys outside. Do you guys want to see the new coop? I'm just making sure my sugar. Serena, thank you so much for the gift. Thank you. How is Charles? Loud. You guys want to go see it? I'll show you guys. If you guys haven't seen the new chicken run, that has been a big project for the last month here. But I will take you guys out. I have a lot of my herbs right at my back door because I cook right there. Hawthorne is in the pond. There's Charles. He's talking. It's about 100 degrees today. It's hot. Hawthorne's taking a bath. Charles is not. Don't understand why he doesn't go in. He's a little uncoordinated. He doesn't like the stairs. And then inside of here, hi guys. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but the coop's quite large. It's very nice. We may get an opportunity to move out to the property quicker than we anticipated, which we are very excited for. If everything plays out right, we will be out at the property in 1 year. 1 year. That's with water full-time and solar and building the cabin. 1 year. So we have a lot of hopes with it. It is hot today. It is hot. And we would, of course, take the coop and the run with us, and then we would rent this house out. So very excited if we get those opportunities. We are finally getting to the froth time. I don't know if you guys can see. It's got to cook down a lot. A lot. There is going to be a lot to go in with this. I need to wipe the bottom of. But yeah, I have a lot of work to do. This box is almost completely empty. Same with that box over there. A lot of these, they're going bad. They're going bad. I'm at a loss of what I'm going to do with it. After 7.3, I went through a 7.3 when I lived in Alaska. That sucks. Hopefully it doesn't hit. Yeah. We were there in Alaska during one of those earthquakes. Or if you guys didn't know, Alaska gets more earthquakes than California. Not a lot of people know that. You get a lot of earthquakes there. The bigger ones are a little bit more rare, but they do come. The really cool part about Alaska is on the coastal line, yes, it's sand and clay, but as you go up, everything is on rock, so it's a lot more stable. And you can hear earthquakes come. Like, they sound like a freight train, the big ones. But I hope I hope the tsunami does not come, because they've had tsunamis there. How long ago did the earthquake hit? Yeah, Magnus is walking around. He's wandering around in the background. You made some super spicy chili. Let's go. Yeah, that was actually one of the biggest reasons I upped a lot of our winter preps. This was, my daughters are 13 and 12, and they were 4 and 2 at the time of that earthquake. My son was not born yet, but we went through like a 7.3. I think it was like a 7.4 and they downgraded it to a 7.1. But it was in the middle of the night. It was in the winter. And it was cold. When I say it was in the negatives, it was in the negatives, okay? It gets cold there, okay? And we had to evacuate the house to check for gas leaks. And after that, I really upped the way we prepped for winter because we were stuck outside for a while. And our entire neighborhood was stuck outside. Obviously, all of us we were a very close-knit group. So keeping all the kids warm, keeping the fire going, and potentially looking for gas leaks, and staying as far away as possible just in case with a fire and gas leaks. For hurricane prep? Oh, geez. Well, this depends. How much do your animals drink per day? Do you track that? So mine go through like 20, like I have a 20-gallon container and they go through that about 3 days. And that's 14 or 16 animals on there. My dogs go through quite a bit more. My dogs probably drink well over a gallon each day. My cats, they don't drink very much. Like they drink a gallon in like 3 days, 4 days to combine together. So just kind of track it. Like look at your animals. I know there's hurricanes coming in, some tropical storms and some hurricanes. Hi, Matt. Welcome in. Welcome in. You let them free drink. Okay. I don't even know what type of dogs do you guys have? I got a big old dog and he drinks a lot of water. So we have to prep a lot of water for him. Used to live in Riverton, Utah, and experienced my first wildfire, and the military was doing training and caught the mountain and the bluff on fire. Oh my gosh, I do remember that. I remember that. Yeah, that unit over there catches that mountain on fire quite often. That's crazy. What year was that? I remember that. The one that hit real fast was the one down by Saratoga. A lot of my friends evacuated. They actually evacuated where my house is. 2010, yep. That sounds about right. I was going to say my oldest was just a baby. I remember that one. It is scary. Fire moves quickly, water moves quickly. Don't ever think that you're more powerful than fire or water. You're not. Don't let your ego get involved. You are not faster than fire, and you are not faster than the water. So being prepared on all aspects of life and taking evacuations seriously and staying aware. A long time ago, I want to say 2017-ish. Wasn't a long time ago, but it was quite a bit. There was one fire and people were refusing to evacuate, refusing, and they went down with their home. The items in their home were more valuable than their life, and that is really sad. And I don't want to see that. A lot of times it comes to being stubborn. A lot of things are replaceable, but you are not replaceable. And there is, yes, those items. For us, like photos and stuff are very like special. So I put those on hard drives, and I have some of those hard drives in bug out bags. So if we have to leave anytime, because we are like right on the base of the mountain right here. And 2 years ago, we were in a pre-evacuation, but we did not have to evacuate. Luckily, they got that fire under control. You have a pit, a black lab, a chow mix. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of water. Just pretty much a lot of water. Adriana, a lot. I have some eggs. Let me show you guys how much eggs I have right now. Now that my girls are like happy. So I have to pickle some eggs and freeze dry some eggs this week. Once I hit over 2 bowls, it's time to process. We're just keeping this from burning right now. I don't want the sugar to burn. Burnt sugar will ruin your jam. You don't want that to happen. You have one big dog. Hi, Abraham. Welcome in. Welcome in. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. There's 22 of you guys in here. It definitely helps, and I appreciate it. Yeah, just trying to get through as much of this as possible. My birthday's tomorrow, so really trying to get through this because I would really not want to be over a hot stove all day tomorrow. I would rather work in a different area prepping. How many of you guys in here have experienced prepping fatigue? It is very, very common. No, my birthday's not tomorrow. My birthday's Friday. I'm losing track of my days. Because today's like the 16th, right? Yeah, prepping fatigue happens. And that's why I say work on different skills. You do not have to be buying something every day to be prepping. Mylar. Right now is my busy season. So from July until September, I'm preserving so much food. So you're just going to see a lot of canning content along with other prepping content. I'm going to turn this back on. Type of damn fatigue there is, yes. Hello, Bushwookie, welcome in, welcome in. I don't know if the bots are working. Did the bots tell you guys on Discord that I was live? I feel like this bot was very slow. Yeah, this is gonna take a little while. So right now it's like a syrup. Oh, YouTube told you. Let's go. This one's really slow. It's very syrupy right now, so I'm gonna have to cook it down for quite a while for it to be like ready to go. And then I can show you guys some stuff. Oh, not Discord. Well, at least YouTube's giving this our notifications because TT does not. So I have some cucumbers that I'm gonna be just this one's way oversized. I'm just gonna be making some relish with it. It'll probably be only 1 jar. And then I have another cucumber here. I'm just gonna throw that in with dinner tonight. I have another zucchini right here. I think tonight I'm making some squash. Just some good old squash. Some sweet potatoes, probably. Those are starting to turn. I'm trying to think of what else I have to process this week. Ooh, I found a snack. This is what I made yesterday. I have a snack. Made some pickles, made a brine, just put them in there. I didn't have enough to really can. Not Discord. My kids are inviting friends over. And when I'm recording, I can't have kids over when I'm filming. But I got most of it done. All I have to do is show the jarring process. So that should be fine. Then I have a nice little chocolate cookie right here. Hi, Matt. YouTube notifications. All right, let's go with that. You got YT notification. That's nice. Okay. I'm keeping the sugar from burning. I think I'm gonna be doing more full-time over here. I've decided. I did kind of a test yesterday. I started to upload some of my short video content over on here on this platform, and then also on the other platform. And I sit at 250,000 people on the other platform, and I am extremely shadow banned right now, where I'm getting only like 2,000 views, and then I only have 10,000 followers over here, and I'm super grateful for that. But I'm getting more views over here than I am over there. And so I think we're just gonna move away from American TikTok. I don't like it. I like being able to come back and forth between everything. And I don't get any like notifications. Like it's just better over here. So I know some of you guys love the TikTok, but I will be over here more likely. Canning cherries. Ooh, I love cherries. Do you make up a cherry pie filling? Blueberries this weekend here in Michigan. Ooh. That is exciting. Yeah, I think I've finally like hit my done ratio with fighting. TikTok penalizes you if you don't post a video every day. I haven't really had any issue with YT. This is what we're looking at like right now. It's hot. Just getting it. It's nowhere near ready yet. Right now it's like a syrup. It's like apricot syrup. I did have one container that did not have a good seal, and I'll show you what that one looks like. So all of these guys last night, they all have a really good seal. I'm getting ready to date all of these, move those downstairs. And then I'll show you guys like what the final product of yesterday was, if you were watching that live. Of what it looks like. Once again, this one did not have a good seal at all. But it's like a very beautiful jam. And I guarantee it will be gone in a week. My kids love apricots. But it turned out really beautiful. So I just put it in the fridge. You do? Petrie? I do too. I'm like just shocked by it because it's like a game over there. They want me to be a live creator, and then they get mad if I miss a day. And I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I am very busy. Plus, I don't prep everything for camera. That is something I hold very dear to my heart is, yes, I show you guys how to do certain things. Yes. But I'm prepping all the time and I don't need a camera. I don't need to have like this crazy, like cameras everywhere to like capture different moments. I just want to teach it, people to be able to come back, look at how to do it, and then do it themselves, and then continue their process on. So like for us, our goal is to move out to the property. The property is completely raw. There is no water, no electricity, no nothing. The sole focus is getting water out there, then establishing the orchard, starting the cabin, and then the solar to go along with it. And that is our goal. And so I do live stream for the financial part, and that moves us faster towards that goal. But we want to move our kids completely out there. We want to get them out of the school systems here. We want them to be homeschooled and still have all the opportunities that they have right now, because my kids do play sports, but we would rather have them homeschooled and doing sports if they want to. And we love to hunt, we love to fish, we love to garden and preserve our own food, and we don't need cities or towns breathing down the back of our necks. And that's how it's starting to feel here. This area that we bought this house in was considered the country, and now it no longer is. And to the point now people are like, did I hear a duck in your backyard? And I'm like, first of all, nobody's ever even asked me what I have going on, because when the egg pandemic happened, yeah, some of our neighbors needed eggs. I have a lot of chickens. Yes, I will swap. I will swap with you. I will trade and barter with you. But now that there's so many people who have moved here, we don't even have a restaurant in our town to sit down at. But it's considered almost a city here. And so we want to leave. We want to leave immediately. We planned on it last year and we backed out. Luckily and thankfully, we backed out of the sale of this house and the purchase of the other house. The other house was a ranch, but it was right when those interest rates shot through the sky. Hi, Strong Eyes. Welcome in, welcome in. Right when that happened, that could have been deadly financially for us, buying that ranch, and then all the interest rates shot through the roof. So we decided we were going to take our time and we were going to wait and be patient, because we have a very low mortgage here, and we're very blessed for that. But we know our kids aren't going to end up with the same. If you guys don't understand what's happening in the world, our world is really taking a turn for the worst. I don't know anyone who's going to be able to buy a home in the next few years. I'm going to plug in my phone. If it makes a weird sound, please let me know. That's what it used to do on my old phone. Did it make a weird sound? Hi, Marianne. But I want my kids to be away from this many people. And to be very honest, so you guys, like, I'm very honest about my life. My husband commutes for work. He used to travel for work. He stepped down from traveling for work. He traveled for years. Utah has become so heavy with traffic no matter where they go. Hi, Psychonaut. Welcome in, welcome in. It's killing him. It is really taken a toll. And so for us to move out to the property, it would be way slower paced living. And I think we're ready for that. That's the way I grew up. He grew up in a city, and I think he's ready to just step back from society. And so that's one of their biggest goals. I'm so confused. Amanda's homestead journey. I'm so confused on what's happening. Should I stockpile or should I get a little extra and sit and wait and watch? I don't think people should really stockpile. I mean, coffee right now with the tariffs, yes, I would be stockpiling coffee. But when it comes to prepping, I can smell my sugar. Hold up. Hold on. I did. We're gonna turn that down just a little bit more. We don't want any burnt. We just want it to cook down. Okay. I cannot get complacent with this. I don't want my sugar to get ruined. You had me at apricot jam? Yes. We have 89 pounds of apricots right now, so it is crazy. I don't believe anyone should panic buy. I think everybody should stockpile. Everyone should have in this chat a very well-stocked prepper's pantry. If you've been following long enough, you should have that. A rotational pantry, your prepper's pantry should be well-stocked. If you don't have one well-stocked, then I encourage you to definitely be stocking up on that. I am the most anti-panic buyer. I think everybody should prep all the time, but when people get complacent or they get prepper burnout, that's a normal. I've done it. Like, I've let my animal feed dwindle down, and then I'm like, oh, why did I do that? You don't want to do that. But I think everybody should have some sort. Like, that's what my jam looks like. That one's from last night, and it is perfect. Perfect, perfect. I'm gonna do a spoon test here in a little bit. I know for a fact that this is not close yet. We're getting there, but it's not fully there. I'm just gonna take this masher, I'm just gonna mash it down a little bit. When I get to the point where the jam is ready, I will end the live and go back to recording. So that this recipe is up and out as fast as it can be. Beans and rice. Yeah, beans and rice is super cheap. We've even gotten, we have some members, because we do have a community, and I've gotten kind of harsh with them where I'm like, your food supply, and then they're like, I can't afford this. And I'm like, beans and rice do work, guys. Beans and rice really do work. They are a magical pair together. You can do a lot with beans and rice, and you can do it on a very low budget. If you have $50, you don't need to go buy like a $50 boxed freeze-dried food to be sustainable. $50 just between beans, rice, and water storage will take you a very long ways, and then continue to add in for your nutrition. And then once you start expanding, like where I have like bins and bins and bins filled with rice and beans and pasta and flour and all of that, okay, like we're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. That's when I'm like, okay, now this year, like the year of 2024 and 2025, I have focused on freeze-dried meats. That is one area where I'm like, ooh, we're gonna really focus in on that. I can a lot my own meats, but for protein, I'm just scrolling to make sure I can see everybody's comments. I wanna make sure that it goes as well as possible. What's an area that you feel that you're lacking in for you guys? What's an area that you're like, I could probably do a little bit better? Do I have a chicken coop? Yes. I just posted a video on it, I think like a month ago. So I have a new coop. I can take you outside really quick to see it. I have a new coop. We just finished the new run here on Sunday. Sunday we finished it. We can go outside. It's just hot. It's triple digits today. We're in the hundreds. But that's my coop. That's my run. My run's about 20 feet long. It also has like the duck pond inside of it. And the coop is quite large. And there's my ducks. They're yelling at me. Hi guys. It's so hot. The ladies, they're hiding under the tree right now in the shade. In total, I have 16 birds. And then once we can move out to the property, we're hoping to have about 50. I do need to feed my sourdough today. Hi, Jonathan. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to just plug you guys back in. Raising dairy cows now, but failed at goat milking. We'll try again. Yes. Raised boars. Let's go, Heather. That's amazing. I'm going to put you guys back right over here. On my jam, we are getting very close to it being ready. I can tell. I've turned the heat down on low. It's like a low simmer right now. You're doing strawberry jam this weekend? Let's go. You're making sourdough bread? Let's go. That's amazing. I know, I gotta feed my sourdough. It's over there. It needs to be fed. Those are my kids. We are in summer, so my kids are full-time home right now. And then I have a whole bowl of pits. What do you guys do with your pits? I've been looking up different ideas. What do you guys do with all your pits? Just curious. Hi, knife making. Abrasive. Hopefully. I know, I don't even know what to do with all those pits. Feels like a waste to throw them all out. So I'm looking up a few. I was pulling out some of the apricots that are a little bit more firm. I'm gonna be making some whiskey dehydrated apricots. If you've never had whiskey infused apricots and then dehydrate them, and then I'm gonna be making just some fruit roll-ups for my kids. Oh yeah, peach pits are very abrasive. Yeah, they're like really rough. But on the apricot ones, I don't know what to do with them. I've been like looking at them like, So I was gonna start researching and seeing if there's like anything really cool that you can do with them. I don't like to waste a lot of food. It's so sticky. So incredibly sticky right now. I have one frozen spoon. We're gonna have to do the dip test here in a minute. We're not there yet. We're getting there, but we are not there. We're not there. They need a little bit more time, so I'm just gonna put more spoons in the freezer. I don't know if anybody else does that. That's what I do. But yeah, I like making some apricots dehydrated. Those are great snacks. Great snacks. We don't like to be wasteful. All my tomatoes, they all have tomatoes on them. My eggplants are doing really well this year. Experimenting with artichokes, don't know how well those are gonna go. They look really happy, but I haven't seen anything yet. My jalapeno plants and my pepper plants, those are doing really well. My beans, all of them got herbicide poisoning. A neighbor sprayed herbicide, and then I had to tear all of those out and then replant, and those are doing really well now that they've not been poisoned. Please don't use sprays, guys. There's so many other things you can do. Vinegar will take out a lot of plants. You don't need to spray. Is there many grasshoppers? There is. We don't really have them in this area, but there is. Hold on, my son is coming down. Hey buddy, what's up? Stay on that side.
Can Tayson and Michaela come over? I mean Danica too. We'll go at the park. We'll just be here for like a couple minutes.
That's fine. There is quite a few. Where I grew up in Utah, which is down in the valley, I used to go grasshopper hunting and they were like huge. I haven't seen grasshoppers that big around here. Now, like in the fields, like towards the mountains, I see them, but it's not as common. They're pretty small now. When I'm done canning, I get rid of my weeds with my hot water. Let's go, Heather, that's perfect. Boiling water gets rid of weeds. Vinegar gets rid of weeds. You don't have to spray. We have a new neighbor, so we only have 2 neighbors here. We have a neighbor like across the street, 2 of them across the street, but we have one behind us and like one to the side. We're a corner lot. And our neighbor that used to be right here used to do a lot of wine making. So I would bring them the fruit. They would make lots of wine. I have like probably 100 bottles of wine that we've made together. It's just not a talent that I'm privy to. I'm learning, but I still don't feel as confident. Like I'm not as skilled. Because Mark's wine was amazing. But they sold their home and they moved because they retired. And they wanted to move completely off grid. And I don't blame them one bit in it. And they got to go do that real quick. And the new people who have bought the home have started spraying stuff. And I'm like, and it's like such a weird conversation I have to have with people. And I'm like, hey, did you by chance like spray pesticides? And then they're like, yeah, there's weeds on the edge of the yard. And I was like, how about this? I will remove all the weeds. I will do that. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I have gardens on all sides of my house and half of my garden was dying. Like, I mean, plants I've never had problems with, areas I've never had problems with. And they're like, well, I didn't spray it directly on your plant, so it shouldn't have been a big deal. It was on the other side of the fence. And I'm like, the wind. Like, people really just don't understand that. It just sucks because I lost like 30 plants easily because they sprayed a bunch of pesticides everywhere and it killed off all those plants. And now I had to start all over. Luckily, there was enough time in the season to start at least the green beans all over again. But it does put me way behind. And I know I'm going to be doing a lot of green beans at the same time as peaches. And I don't like to process those at the exact same moment because green beans in itself are a lot. Yes, I do. So Psychonaut, I only use 3 ingredients. Apricots, lemon juice, and sugar. So it was 8 cups of apricots to 6 cups of sugar and then 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, but I did a double batch on this one. And has killed some of your trees? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they killed a maple tree in the front yard. It's pretty young. It's only like 7 years old, 8 years old. And that maple tree is now, and it's right next to their property and it is struggling. We're just done here. We're just ready to move. We're ready for new adventures. I think we're just done. We want to keep our house as self-sustainable as possible and then take everything with us and rent this out and somebody else can rent it and we will just move on. And I think that is the perfect amount of less stress. Where are you guys from? Where is everybody in here from? All right, we are getting there. So like we are thickening up. Our jam is thickening up. North Texas, close to Red River. Oh, wow. The flooding in Texas is just, it's heartbreaking. You're from Colorado, but you live in Alabama. Wow, that's a big jump. New York, Calgary. For my animals and my homestead and thankful. Yeah, like our mortgage is low enough, and then how many people are moving to Utah? People are renting townhomes here for $3,000. That's more than my mortgage. And that's one of the reasons we were like, yeah, this is it's a big house. It's a big house. It's got 3 levels. It's 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It's a big house. I was like, do you think we could rent it for that same cost? We bought it before prices went up, and I was like, I'd rather have us. So we're looking at building a barn dominium out on the property, and then actually doing some underground storage, like a basement style, but not with the barn dominium, kind of separated off. And then a big shop and a big area for like my preps, kind of like a warehouse in a sense. But we're looking at doing just things a little bit different. Kentucky. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And nobody needs a home this big. Sorry, I will say it. Nobody needs a home this big. We bought when prices were really low, and I grew up in a double wide manufactured home, double wide trailer, guys. And I loved it. Hi, Kelly, welcome in. California, Ohio. And there is nothing wrong with that. And then the other house that I lived in was my family's farmhouse, and it is literally 2 bedrooms. It's a 2-bedroom. It was built in 1886. It's very, very old. It has a hand dug out basement that my grandpa did. And it was perfect. Nobody needs that much house. I just need storage for my canned goods and my food prep, okay? You don't need that much space. Utah's like all about the big houses. That's what I'm in, is an old 2-bedroom farmhouse. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's got character. It's got character. That's what you want. You want character. You want character. Character is amazing. These are almost done. I can tell. We're getting there. I need to wait for that spoon to cool down just a little bit more. That is there already. Kelly, what are you doing? Did you do anything fun for your birthday yesterday? I'm drinking caffeine while I pace back and forth. Once I can get this done, I was so bummed out. I worked so hard on filming a freeze dry video, and I had no idea that my mic died and it has no audio. So we're gonna have to work with some of those clips or redo it. Who knows? But I can't redo it for like 60 hours. Just the baby, aww. Yeah, we got literally, there's 7 boxes. I'll take you guys to go see them. Do you guys want to see? I'll show you. Ooh, very nice. This one's almost done. But some of them are turning, guys. Like, this is what I mean. It got so freaking hot. So freaking hot. And one bad makes everything else go bad. So I have to go through, make sure to pull out the ones that are turning. The ones that are soft can be used for jam. But I'm working through them as fast as humanly possible. It's just, it is quite the process. It is definitely quite the process. It is quite the process. My son's got football here soon. It is. It's just there. It got so hot. It got to like 101 yesterday. So hot that all the meat on the peach, or not on the peach, but the apricot, it's just, it's turning. They're turning so fast, and I don't have enough time to process it. And I will never, and I can say it with my whole heart, I have never ate apricots from the store. Never. Never. I have never canned apricots from the store either. And I have never bought apricot jam from the store my entire life. This week is my birthday, and I have been doing this for like over 3 decades, almost 4, because, you know, 40s are approaching. They're approaching. But I've never. And so now it's like, you gotta try to get like as much done as possible, because when you see how much is wasted, you're like, no. Like some of them, they're too late. Like they're going into the compost bin. Some of them, I don't even know if I want to put in the compost bin. But the rest of them, just like working through them as fast as I can. This is what, my second load of jam on this one, and then I'm pretty sure I'll be doing another load. I'm probably doing 4 loads, and then 1 load is already in the freeze dryer, and hopefully by then I'm gonna see if my neighbor right next door, they have a freeze dryer also. I'm gonna see if I could put some in her freeze dryer and then just give her that like as payment, because I just don't want them to go bad. 89 pounds is a lot. It's a lot. There's tons of apricots. Loved them as a kid. Mulberry. Oh yes, mulberries are amazing. I love a good mulberry syrup. Did your guys' apricots go ripe really quick in Texas, like right now? Did you guys did it flip a switch? Because here in Utah, they flipped a switch. And it seems like almost everywhere, they're like almost going bad. Like they're so quick to turn. I'm not very happy by it. I think this is about done. Oh yeah. We are there. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some apricot syrup. I know I'm probably making apricot syrup. Just take this frozen spoon out. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Like the front sides ran, but look at the back side. I think we're there. Almost. We're still a little bit in a syrup phase. That is a jelly phase. We're still a little bit, we got a little bit of time. I just don't want the sugar to burn. The trees are very mature. Yeah, our tree at my mom's house is so old. Like, see, like this. See how it's firm on this side, but you can tell like the heat kind of got to it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be making probably 6 jars of apricot syrup, jelly and jams, freeze dried. They're not firm enough like this one. Like, they're very few that are perfect to bottle them this year. My mom's tree, like on our family property, That tree, I love bottling them because they're beautiful and they stay really firm. These ones, they're turning too fast. If this one doesn't speed up, I might add some pectin in. Might. I don't normally. This one doesn't have any pectin in it. But it's a much smaller batch, so I can control it a lot easier. Also, it's like a jam. It still moves, but it's pretty thick. I'll show you, if you're new, I'll show you that one that didn't seal, what it looks like. I mean, it's perfect. The way I get it, the texture. I mean, she's thick. She's thick. That one's got a little bit more work to do. It's still quite runny. Very, very, very runny. And this is a very large batch compared to what I normally make. I mean, it's filled up to like here. But we'll see. We'll see how this video goes. She thick. You recently got into mushroom cultivation. Do you love it? Do you love it? I love to go out mushroom hunting, but I have not gotten to cultivation of it. Do you love it? Tell me how it goes. It is something I'm very, very interested in. You love it? Yeah, 7.4 earthquake in Alaska. Yep, we're gonna be covering that. There is that. There's Whittier. Whittier is the area I'm more worried about right now. Whittier has been hit with a tsunami back in like 1902. They have the most United States deaths due to a tsunami. Do they know what time the tsunami may hit? I guess I should just pull up my laptop. Let me just pull up my stuff real quick while we're doing this. We can cover the earthquake a little bit better. I'm gonna just put this right here. Come on. Alaska's been getting hit with a lot bigger earthquakes more recently than they have in a long time. They had some in 2016, 2017, and now 2025, and then there was actually a pretty big gap. I'm just gonna pull it open. We're just gonna pull open. I'm just gonna pull it open, we can talk about it. All right, let me look at the map. Tsunami hazard zone. Oh, Jesus. All of Anchorage is in that zone. I'm on Alaska Earthquake Center, by the way. If you guys don't know what that map tool looks like. So my brother-in-law does crabbing out there too. You can go there. I'm gonna tell you right now, like the Alaska Earthquake Center is a lot more accurate. Just so you guys know, I did live in Alaska and we don't run off certain sites, just so you guys know. You will get way faster information if you actually go to the Alaska sites. Just as knowledge for you guys. 7.3. Ooh, it wasn't deep. It was only 9 miles deep. Yeah, they're under 4.5. That's not bad. Hold on. So the last 7.0 that I went through, it hit right here and I was right here. No, it hit right here and I was right here. Also notice on your circles, let me turn this down. I can smell it. We're gonna turn it off. We're gonna turn it off. Yeah, 7.4. When we went through ours, you couldn't even get half the information out. You have to go to the Alaska sites, I'm telling you right now. My stepdad lives there. How's Sitnik doing? So on earthquakealaska.edu, it's going to tell you when the water starts to pull back if there is a tsunami. If you guys do not know this, the most deadly tsunami actually hit Alaska. It was like back in 1902, I want to say, or 1908. It was after a 9.1 earthquake. I'm looking at the depths of the water. So if you guys can't see, I'm going from place to place, looking at the depths of the water. I'm going down to like the Seward area. And you're able to see your water depths. It will help you a lot on tracking it. Whittier, that's the one area I'm watching right now. So if you don't know about Whittier, you cannot get to Whittier. You have to go through there's a whole thing. I'm watching the water. It's a lot of aftershocks going on right now. 5.2 just hit on Sandpoint. You've got a 3 off Accutane. Accutane is actually how you say it. Sandpoint, 5.2, 3.8. Clam Gulch, 2. Sandpoint, another 3.1. There's a lot of aftershocks going on right now. There's a lot. A lot. tsunami warning downgraded to advisory to a 7.2 8 minutes ago. So they're downgrading it. It wasn't very deep. Have you guys ever been in an area that has tsunami warnings? So for us, for tsunami warnings, because we lived in Anchorage, we lived right off the water. We literally have bags right at our front door and dog food in our car. My husband's family is from Washington. They live on the coast. And they've had tsunami warnings. You literally load up and you head up the mountain. In Anchorage, there's a couple mountain peaks. You head away from the water. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's wild. Hawaii has a tsunami warning also in effect. I guarantee like Washington also does. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Sorry for the sound, guys. I had to go in. I got hot jars, and I gotta start bringing some trays out this way. Trying to reclaim my kitchen back. I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard speculations of it, but I did not know that. My jars are really hot right now. Extremely hot. I don't like that. All right, we are about to jump off live because I got to start filling up these hot jars. I'll be live later.